Now to Capitol Hill, where after 6 votes, as I said, we still don't have a Speaker of the House. Here's Kevin McCarthy moments after the House adjourned tonight.
Crawl before I walk before I walk. And I felt as though we had a very good discussion.
Okay, where does where happens next?
Well, I think what you should gauge is being able to do that vote, that the discussions are going well and continue. But that doesn't mean they're done.
Joining me now is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House and Fox News contributor. Newt, I read somewhere today, I should remember where it is, but I don't because I've been reading a lot, that there was the idea floated, which might have stirred this latest progress in the negotiations, that McCarthy at some point might say, okay, forget about this. We're going to form some type of coalition with some Democrats and start moving things along. Have you heard any of that?
No, and I don't think that Kevin would do that. McCarthy is a very solid conservative. His commitment to America was very solidly conservative. The rules changes he'd already proposed were very solidly conservative. There's no common ground. And if you give the Democrats any sense of control, they're going to demand veto over the investigations. They're going to demand veto over the committee structures. It's not possible. So I think McCarthy's decided he's going to wear down and work with the 20 members who have been hostile. I noted that on the motion to adjourn, all but 4 of them voted with the conference. Only 4 of them voted against the Republican conference on the motion to adjourn. And I think that's a good sign. I've been told all day from various phone calls that a lot of the members are now looking for a way to come back together. They want some concessions. Most of the things they want are relatively reasonable. And that's part of the legislative process, as you pointed out earlier. I did a tweet today saying it's really hard to explain to Putin or Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un exactly what's going on, because this is freedom. And freedom is messy and sloppy and also remarkably creative. We'll get there. And we'll have a speaker probably sometime tomorrow. And I just checked a few minutes ago. The last time this happened in 1923, it took 9 ballots. And the following election, the Republicans picked up 22 more seats. So people shouldn't assume this is the end of the Republican Party in any way. This is a healthy, tough, serious conversation. And I think probably by sometime tomorrow, virtually all, not all, but virtually all of the conference will have found a way to come back together.
Just so you understand what I was saying, Newt, I wasn't saying that Kevin McCarthy was actually going to do that, but the possibility of that happening, obviously that if that ever did come to fruition after 25 ballots, there would be one group that would be blamed for that, and at that point it wouldn't be Kevin McCarthy. That's all I'm saying. So that may have been a little bit of a carrot to get things to move. That's all I was saying.
Well, there are some people, Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska has been very open that if the hardliners who are anti-McCarthy stay tough enough, that he would in fact reach out to try to work something out just purely to try to prove to people you can't have 10% of the conference dictate to 90% of the conference. I mean, Lincoln warned in his first inaugural in 1861, the problem with secession as a principle is once you get to secede, so does everybody else get to secede. Well, that's the problem that these guys have now created. They basically have said, look, any 5 Republicans can decide to blackmail the conference, and I think that's going to be totally unacceptable as a way of going forward, and it would make the House ungovernable and betray the trust of the American people. Remember, we got almost 3 million more votes than the Democrats did for the House, and those folks voted for us to have some kind of effective system, not to just spend all the next 2 years in chaos.
I don't think many people campaigned on this spectacle we've seen over the past 2 days. By the way, President Biden reacted to all of this, Newt, and this was his take on this.
To be able to have a Congress that can't function is just embarrassing. And we've had a lot of trouble with the attacks on our institutions already. And that's what worries me more than anything else.
Wait, Newt, this is an attack on the institutions? I mean, this man says that that's embarrassing? I mean, he embarrasses us every day. Sorry about that. That's mean, but...
No, look, I think the idea that Joe Biden, who has been lying consistently about his son, who's gotten rich by means that I think are probably illegal, who has never been to the border and is now, I think, going to finally have a visit next week. You look at his policies, you look at his weakness around the world. I don't think we need to be lectured by Joe Biden. This is a healthy, free Republican Party. We're not the Nancy Pelosi machine. We don't have the culture of the Democrats. We're not a collection of muskox who get led around by our nose. And that's part of the nature of being Republican. If you want to be an independent, free-thinking person who has to get up and argue your case, you ought to be Republican. If you want to be part of a group that does what you're told by a boss, you ought to be a Democrat.
All right, Newt, great to see you tonight, as always. Thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.